We have a new NXT champion and O'Reilly and Adam Cole. That match, we're going to talk about it in just a second, so stay tuned. This is your NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver Night 2 review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking about NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver Night 2. We had night 1 yesterday, phenomenal show. Today, night 2. I did think that there were some aspects of night 1 that were particularly stronger than tonight. This could just be burnout, tiredness of watching so much wrestling, talking. But yeah, I think definitely I enjoyed night 1 more. I think so. But we're going to talk about it in just a second anyway. So make sure you stay tuned. And right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's talk about it. NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver Night 2 review. We're going to start from the pre-show. On the pre-show, we had Breezango versus Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. This was a number 1 contenders match for the tag team championships. So the winner of this match was going to go on to face MSK. Good to get these guys on the show, give them something to do. I guess 2 tag teams in this division that aren't really taken so seriously, but you know, they're giving a little match here, gave the match some stakes as well. So that's always good, makes the match a bit more interesting. Can't say I had a favorite of who was going to win this. I didn't even know this match was happening until I tuned into the pre-show. Breezango came out in all kind of pirate gear, I guess, to go along with the whole theme of WrestleMania and WrestleMania weekend and that. And Killian Dane and Drake Maverick were there, very, you know, not seeing each other eye to eye best, if you like. The match was won in the end when Killian Dane picked up Drake Maverick and power bombed him onto Fandango. And as he lay there, he got the 3 count. So Killian Dane and Drake Maverick are the number 1 contenders for the tag team championships. I guess they're going to face MSK down the road. I expect MSK to beat these guys. It's just a nice, you know, starter defense, starter feud for their tag team championship run. So yeah, it was what it was. Didn't expect this match. Tuned into the pre-show to see what match we got, if any, and this was it. So it is what it is, as they say. But moving on to the main card, the show opened up with the Cruiserweight Championship ladder match, the unification match. Santos Escobar, champion, versus Jordan Devlin, champion. Both titles hanging above the ring, ladder match. We're going to see who could retrieve the titles first. This match, a lot of people said that this is going to be best match on the card, going to steal the night, all this and that. It was a good match. I think it was a good match. I think what the match did suffer from was there wasn't a clear dynamic between heel and face. Both guys are heels, right? And actually, in this match, it was like Devlin was the face. Devlin was the one that's kind of fighting from underneath. Santos Escobar was the one that was kind of doing a lot of power moves, dominating things, being very cocky and arrogant and playing up to the crowd and all that kind of stuff. So Devlin kind of took on the face role here, but because we know he's not a face, I'm not quite sure if it 100% worked. However, this match was still very good. Santos Escobar is money. People, I'm telling you, this guy is money. Like, he doesn't have a matchup with Karrion Kross for no reason, despite losing to Karrion Kross. He doesn't have that matchup with Karrion Kross for no reason. If they didn't think that this guy could one day be a mainstay in the main men's division, yeah. The way he really slow paced dissected Devlin, he was the one being very cruel in places, threw ladders at Devlin. All kinds of spots that these two put on. There was a spot in the match from Devlin, fantastic spot off like maybe a 20-foot ladder. moonsault from the very top of the ladder, like on top of the rung, on top of the ladder. Like Devlin delivered a moonsault onto Santos Escobar. Crazy spot. We also saw Devlin deliver a standing Spanish fly to Santos Escobar off the ladders as well. Crazy match with some of the spots that we did get from these guys. In the end, what we saw was Devlin climbing on top of the ladder while Santos Escobar was on top of the ladder. And a headbutt from Escobar sent Devlin absolutely flying into a ladder that was propped up in the corner of the ring. He went through this ladder. We saw the ladder break in half. Escobar just had to slowly climb up to the top, ascend, and pull down both titles, unifying the titles, making him the undisputed Cruiserweight champion. I cannot forget, halfway through this match, we did see Joaquin Wilde, we did see Raul Mendoza come to the aid of Santos Escobar. Literally, Devlin was climbing this ladder, and we saw these guys running and toppled the whole ladder. And Devlin literally just went outside the ring. It all happened a bit too quickly. I'm not sure it was meant to happen as furiously as it did, but it added to it. And we saw Santos Escobar telling them, "Don't worry about it. Go away," with his like cheeky smile, like, "I've got this. Don't get involved." Sending them to the back. So, but yeah, that was really as close as Devlin ever got. This was Santos Escobar through and through this entire match. But Devlin did get off some amazing spots. I'm happy for Santos Escobar. This is who I wanted to win. So yeah, I only wish now that the rest of the Legado del Fantasma boys won the tag team titles last night as well, or the night before, should I say, because they would have the gold. They would have all the gold, and they've been that good. And we did see a nice little spot of afterwards. We saw Santos Escobar's son come out, and he put the mask that he wore to the ring on top of his son. Gave me vibes of -1 over there in AEW, Brody Lee Jr. And he carried one of the belts while Santos Escobar carried one of the belts. Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza all there, stood together, all posed together. Brilliant shot. This is legacy. This is the family. I just love everything they've done with this faction. This guy is incredible. He is a star, and I really can't wait to see what's next for him, what's next for the division, and how they're going to just keep on making this guy excel, because they clearly care a lot about him. They've got a lot of stock invested in Santos Escobar. Fantastic match. Yeah, didn't reach the heights, I think, of what we all thought, but yeah, the result was fantastic in my book anyway. This is what I wanted. So yeah. Next up on the show, we had the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. The champions, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, were defending against The Way, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, they should be in line to win these one day. I still can't believe Candice LeRae hasn't touched any championship in NXT thus far. It's crazy for all the talent she has. But of course, these belts have already changed hands once pretty frequently, not too far back in the future, in the distant past. So I think it would have been hard for them to put the championships again on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell tonight. It would have been the case of, the hot potato in the title, this, that, and the other. Despite that, this was again a really fun match. The best match that these guys have had, definitely. I love the combination of Blackheart and Ember Moon, because Blackheart is she's like the Jeff Hardy, very reckless, like Darby Allin, very reckless. And Ember Moon, despite she's very kind of ferocious in her approach as well, she kind of brings the calm, brings the experience, definitely, and kind of ties together everything that they're doing. But we're still seeing Shotzi Blackheart really throw her body around and risk a lot, with, at times what you could argue is very little reward. So she has to be careful at times. But yeah, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell looked very good as well, being obviously probably the most inexperienced person in this match. I thought Indy Hartwell done really, really well. Candice LeRae and Ember Moon, the more experienced ones, really weaved this whole match together. I loved Ember Moon's little tribute to Road Dogg with the punches. Even as soon as she started the punches, I was like, oh, Ember, since when did you start, giving people right hands and stuff? And then she done the whole little dance and everything like that little tribute to Road Dogg. So yeah, hope he's doing well as well. But yeah, this match, I think it was fairly obvious who was going to win before the match began. We saw a double eclipse by Ember Moon to Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae went flying out the ring. Indy Hartwell rolled into position of the other turnbuckle, where we saw Shotzi Blackheart tag herself in, climb on top of the turnbuckle, and deliver a senton bomb onto Indy Hartwell, pinning her to retain the women's NXT Tag Team Championship. So probably they've got the way out of the way for now, and then we're gonna see some other competitors step up for these guys to feud with. But yeah, I think we all expected this to be the outcome for this particular match. And just as maybe we all thought the ways night could get worse, if you want to say that, we were gonna have Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed. This is the North American Championship match. Before we get into that, guys, please remember, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. I thoroughly appreciate it every time you do, and it does loads for the channel. So if you haven't already, please smash the like button. Thank you very much. Next up on the show, like I said, North American Championship, Johnny Gargano coming in as champion, defending against Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, who won the Gauntlet Eliminator match the night before on night one, stepped in here. Johnny Gargano did tell him yesterday that, well done, that was your takeover moment. You weren't going to come close to this. But in the early stages of this match, we saw Bronson Reed look pretty unstoppable. Everything that Johnny Gargano kind of threw at him, he turned it around, smashed Johnny Gargano, was slamming him down. However, the weakness in him came when I think there was a spot on the outside, and Bronson Reed ran into the announcer's table, like smashing his ribs on the side of the announcer's table. And he pretty much sold that for the remainder of this match. Despite that, there were still, big spots for him. Johnny Gargano obviously weaved this entire match together. Bronson Reed, probably the best we've seen him in NXT. That doesn't surprise you when you're put in the ring with Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Takeover. This is what he does. So good on the night. There were a few kind of missteps here and there. We saw a tsunami attempt, at which I thought, if he lands this, boy, it could be curtains for Johnny Gargano, but he missed the tsunami attempt. We also saw a moonsault attempt from Bronson Reed, if I'm correct. Again, missed it. We saw Austin Theory, of course, that came to the ring with Johnny Gargano, get involved with this matchup at times when Bronson Reed thought he had him in the bag, thought he had him pinned. Austin Theory came and took his foot, Johnny Gargano's foot, put it on the bottom rope. Obviously, we saw Austin Theory get his just desserts for those kind of moves from Bronson Reed. But Johnny Gargano took the victory in the end. He hit Bronson Reed with 2-1 final beats and pinned Bronson Reed to retain the North American Championship. And after the match, Austin Theory was ecstatic, hoisted up Johnny Gargano on his shoulders. Johnny Gargano remains the North American champion. I can see maybe why Bronson Reed is still a bit early for him to win this, just in terms of maybe his development and stuff like that. Yes, he has been wrestling for a very long time, but there is still things, even in terms of star power, like Johnny Gargano can hold this again for maybe his next big defense and maybe drop it. Yeah, I think that's about right. I think the right decision was made. I was questioning whether Bronson Reed would win on the night. I think the right decision was made in the end. So the way leave Takeover, maybe not with all the gold they wanted to, but definitely retaining the North American Championship, which Johnny Gargano walked in with, like he said he would. Next up on the show, NXT Championship match. Finn Balor, the champion, defending against Karrion Kross, the man that dropped this title following winning it against Keith Lee because he picked up a shoulder injury, has never been defeated. I think 12-0 in NXT. Even Finn Balor, they showed his takeover stats, which is like, I think 14-1 at the time. 14 wins, 1 loss at Takeover. If I'm correct, that loss comes to Shinsuke Nakamura just before Finn Balor went up to the main roster. Finn Balor never has lost a championship match at Takeover. That's the kind of level we were dealing at coming into this into this match. And of course, the whole thing was played off Finn Balor saying if Karrion Kross gets into his emotions, if he gets into his feelings, then he's going to lose this match. Finn Balor was going to pick him off. And that was Finn Balor's tactic. That's what Finn Balor wanted to do very early on when he was being knocked down by Karrion Kross and stuff like that. Finn Balor would just get up, laugh, have a giggle and stuff. And I was scared. I can't lie. I was scared at this point because I was thinking, are they transitioning Finn Balor back into this smiley Finn Balor that left the main roster to come to NXT? Why is he laughing? Why is it funny? But it was the mind games to get Karrion Kross vexed, to get Karrion Kross annoyed and lose his temperament. We saw him slap Karrion Kross, which set off Karrion Kross. He wasn't having the disrespect. But even still, for large parts in this match, we saw a lot of power moves, obviously, from Karrion Kross, but we saw Finn Balor play him very well with a lot of submission moves, a lot of submission technique, getting him down, being quicker than Karrion Kross at times. But when Karrion Kross caught him, Karrion Kross caught him. We saw sling blades, we saw a coup de grace attempt. I think it was the coup de grace attempt that Karrion Kross turned into his sleeper hold, which I thought, oh my God, it's over. Like, how didn't Finn know that was going to come? Like, really good spot, the way he transitioned into that, but it wasn't enough. Eventually, kind of Scarlett, I was at ringside, got Karrion Kross to kind of calm down, get back into the plan they had for this match. And there was a litany of forearm smashes to the back of Finn Balor's head, which at that point, even me that wanted Finn Balor to win, the writing was on the wall. All of these forearm smashes were absolutely crazy. Like, yeah, man. I just knew it was over. Saito suplex, then the standing forearm smashes, like literally when he runs up behind him, it hits them in the back of the head. I think there was about 2 of those. Karrion Kross pinned Finn Balor. 1, 2, 3. Karrion Kross is the new and 2-time NXT champion. It became more apparent to me as the week went on that, yeah, maybe Finn Balor isn't going to retain here. You know what? I like Karrion Kross. I'm not even going to front. I like Karrion Kross. I like his packaging. I know a lot of people talk about, he's not the finished article in terms of wrestling. His wrestling is in-ring ability is not the best. He even admitted that in a pre-interview with Samoa Joe. He said, in terms of technique, Finn Balor is your guy. But I'm going to smash Finn Balor. Like, it's power, I'm going to rely on my judo. I'm going to rely on my striking. And that's exactly what he did. He picked apart Finn Balor. The differential in the size and power is what won him this match. And it just begs to question who is now going to beat this guy, because 12-0 in NXT, 13-0 in fact. Sorry, he won. Yeah, 13-0. Who are they gonna bring in? They can't have any. I won't buy Kylo Reilly or someone now beating him, Roderick Strong or who, Bronson Reed maybe one day, or put it down below in the comments, guys. Who do you think could be, an early favorite to topple Karrion Kross? It'll be very, very interesting to see, because this guy is looking monstrous. And what's going to happen with Finn Balor now? Is Finn Balor main roster bound after WrestleMania? We will see. But it's been a great run by Finn Balor. Honestly, the NXT Championship run from him started off a bit slow because obviously he was harboring that injury with his jaw. But after that, it was just banger after banger after takeover after takeover. He was very, very good. Very good. And yeah, it was believable that Karrion Kross could overcome him, and he did. So yeah, we move on to the other co-main event, or the main event, despite them selling these as 2 main events. It was the blood feud. It was the unsanctioned match. It was the Undisputed Era boys going at it. Kylo Reilly versus Adam Cole. A lot of mixed reviews. About this match. Guys, where do I start with? The minute the bell rang, these two were at each other. They were literally at each other. Adam Cole didn't waste any time, took steel chairs straight to Kyle O'Reilly. Like, Adam Cole was an absolute monster in this match. He was just a straight up bastard. Like, there's no other way to put it. He was a complete bastard in this match, as if this guy was never his friend. never his friend. Like, he just decimated him completely. We saw submission holds. Obviously, that's Kyle O'Reilly's field of expertise. We saw a lot of submission holds from both guys, especially Kyle O'Reilly. We saw a brain buster on the announcer's table, which was brilliant. It didn't break. Adam Cole just bounced off it and crawled away into the cruise area. Kyle O'Reilly went after him. He got a TV screen to his head for his troubles. Kyle O'Reilly also got a chain involved from under the ring, and tied it to the. No, Adam Cole tied it to the ring, but this big steel chain was now in play. More chair shots we saw. Adam Cole deliver a low blow to Kyle O'Reilly. Obviously, like, we saw a Panama Sunrise, which didn't put away O'Reilly. We saw O'Reilly catching Cole in a guillotine. Didn't tap out the. We also saw a brain buster onto the steel steps, the same one that has basically made O'Reilly didn't make him cleared for this match, why the match had to be an unsanctioned match. We saw some last shot attempts from Adam Cole, and we saw one from Kyle O'Reilly as well. Also, Adam Cole knocked out the referee because the referee told him to not hit him over the head with a chair. Referee sold his being knocked out for ages, absolutely ages. We saw them go through the entranceway. Adam Cole, I guess, putting Kyle O'Reilly through the entranceway, then kicking through the bottom of the entranceway to pull Kyle O'Reilly out from under the entranceway. I mean, I'm still trying to think and tell you guys more stuff that happened during this match. I think, well, in the end, you saw Kyle O'Reilly wrap this big steel chain around his knee and kind of jump from the top rope and knee Adam Cole through like a chair that he was on or lying on and got the pin. Literally just put his collapsed body over Adam Cole to get the pin. As soon as the match was over, like, referees, other officials and stuff like that, medical personnel, they came into the ring to look at Adam Cole. No real blood, no one got busted open, which I thought would have really, I know this is WWE, but I thought this would have really added to this match. I did think that Adam Cole got cut on his hand or something like that, maybe when they went through the steel grating in the entranceway. But yeah, Kyle O'Reilly, welts all over his back and all, got the big win. He needed this win, like we said. He needed to kind of vanquish his demons from the Undisputed Era from Adam Cole, as well as get a big win. He hasn't won a big match in forever, it feels like. 2 losses to Finn Balor as chasing the championship. So he needed this more than anyone. And can I just say, their new entrance music, Kyle O'Reilly's and Adam Cole's, is complete trash. They need to take that back to the drawing board. I don't feel like they've put in any effort. It sounds super generic. These are 2 now big characters in NXT. They need some music with some oomph, like a statement. Excuse me, a statement or some sort. Their music was trash. Like, I was really excited to see, I don't know why, their entrance music, their new packaging, this, that, and the other. Trash. But this match was good for me. Did go on a bit long. I will say that. That's my one criticism. This match did go on a bit long, and then I think Blood would have taken it to the next stage. I know this is WWE, but I think even if it was an accidental bleed from the head, I would have added something to this match. For something that just went on for so long, and Adam Cole, like I say, in the ascendancy for so long, he was just an evil SOB in this match. Maybe should have beaten Kyle O'Reilly, because Kyle O'Reilly took a bit too much punishment for it to be believable. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. This wasn't as good as, the Ring of Honor matches, the New Japan matches we've seen from these guys. It wasn't as good as that. And I think we all knew it wasn't going to be as good as that. But we were still excited at the prospect, and they delivered everything they could. So kudos to those guys. They put their bodies through a lot for our entertainment. But yeah, Kyle O'Reilly gets the big win, which he needed to. Big up Hanafi. Hope you're well, bro. Yeah, great match. Like Hanafi says in the chat. Yeah, I think just because we've seen the Ring of Honor, we've seen the New Japan match, didn't quite live up to those ones. And like I say, in my opinion, I felt the match went on for a bit too long without at least the body taking some more wear and tear. Blood would have kind of justified that, if you see what I mean. But and obviously I like the fact there wasn't as much blood. Fair enough. Depends what you're into. I know I'm someone that definitely always calls for blood in my wrestling. Yeah, I don't know why that's like my kind of thing, but yeah. Harley Griffiths has been chasing us with this comment for the past week. Shane and Braun were main event night 1 of WrestleMania. They ain't main eventing nothing. Harley, stop winding me up. But yeah, guys, that was NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver night 2. I personally think night 1 was better. And like I said, that might just be me right now suffering from wrestling fatigue, seeing so much. 2 nights of NXT and AEW Raw a couple days before that. Probably thinking of SmackDown and WrestleMania this weekend. It is tiring, but yeah, I do think that night 1 was better. But let me know what you think of the matches that we got. Kylo Reilly, what's next for him? Finn Balor, what's next for him? We've got a new NXT champion. Santos Escobar is the undisputed Cruiserweight champion. That is my guy. Yeah, it was a great night of wrestling. Great 2 nights by NXT and Takeover and everyone backstage and everyone that puts together these shows. Just a fantastic, phenomenal pay-per-view every single time. But yeah, please make sure you've hit the thumbs up button before you leave today. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. It's WrestleMania weekend now, guys. The week has come through. It's SmackDown tonight. We've got 2 nights of WrestleMania. We're going to get reviews up on the channel and all sorts as well as a bonus video. Hopefully sometime tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I'm so busy with all these videos. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.